Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
And we give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite sports icons and athletes. I'm Boom Gonzalez. Tonight, we'll speak to the members of our national badminton team. But first, we'll go over the explosive opening day of the PVL.
Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Well, the PVL Invitational Conference is officially in full swing and the fans were treated to an exciting triple-header on opening day. Now to tell us all about the standouts and what to expect in tomorrow's games, we have with us volleyball analyst Neil Flores, whose nickname I won't use yet. I'll save that for another time. Neil, how are you?
I'm good. Always a pleasure to be here.
Long time no see, partner.
Kayong dalawa, always there. Pero Neil, first impressions first with what we all saw in that opening day. So many new faces, new teams, and just a lot of excitement to see how everyone is going to be looking after a bit of a break.
This is how it's supposed to be. We wanted more teams. There are a lot of players out of the pro scene, but now they found their new homes in the new club teams. So nakita rin natin that volleyball itself nag-elevate din siya in the PVL.
I like what you said in the pregame when we did the intro, when you said it's like a new era for the PVL. It feels like it too. All right, let's talk about the games yesterday. First, F2 and Farm Fresh. F2 winning that one. It was like a CSB DLSU battle yesterday, right? With a little bit of Adamson in there. What were your general impressions? Especially, one, with F2 a starting lineup that surprised a lot of people. And then the mixture of players with Jerry Yee for Farm Fresh.
Yeah, we can start with the Farm Fresh. We're so used to seeing UAAP players move up the professional ranks. So it's a nice change to see the core of CSB to join Coach Jerry in the PVL. We saw Kate Santiago there, one of the Adamsonians. Risha Tubu came off the bench.
Right. Yeah.
But there was one player who impressed me the most. It was Gail Pascual.
The MVP.
And the MVP, that's one of the questions that we ask new teams. Sino yung magiging ace? And with that 3-set loss against F2 Logistics, she punched in double digits immediately. And I believe that she will go a long way. She's very young. You can see that the fundamentals are already solid. So with Coach Jerry on the side, malaki yung i-improve pa niya in the PVL for the F2 Logistics cargo movers. We weren't surprised that they used Jolina de la Cruz and Mars Alba. And Mars Alba had a spectacular game.
What a debut, yeah.
I would say that she had that perfect connection, especially with Majoy Baron. And it was a nice change because right now we're seeing flashes of brilliance na mas solid yung contact ni Majoy Baron. They're loving the setting style of Mars Alba. And since galing din naman siya sa DLSU system, wala naman masyadong adjustment. So it just feels right that they ended up in the nest of F2 Logistics.
Yeah, parang tama yung plug and play nila. And again, not a lot of adjustments as you mentioned with the DLSU system. Now moving on to the second game here. Signal against Petrogas, and it was the only one that did not end up in straight sets, but still Signal impressive in the win. Pero Neil, we were talking a bit off the air saying that Signal's a bit underrated going to this conference. What does this first game show?
You know, my favorite match of the day was the Signal and Petrogas game.
Felt like 5 sets.
It felt like 5 sets. Signal came behind in the 4th set to take the game. And underrated siya because Jovelyn Gonzaga was already with them before.
Correct. Yeah.
So yung pagbabalik niya, it wasn't something new. No adjustments were actually needed to happen. Pero ang pinakamagandang nakita ko for the HD Spikers was the injection of Vanny Gandler.
Right.
And yun yung pinakakulang ng Signal in the past few seasons. They needed a substitute for the outside hitter position if ever lang may off game yung isa. And she stepped up. 8 points in your debut as a pro. And that's a really good sign.
Yeah, among players like Ces Molina, Rachel Andakis, that's always tough, Pao and Neil, right? To incorporate yourself in a team of veterans and stars already. She looked like she was just loose and happy yesterday and was very effective. Quick thoughts on Petrogas Angels, though. They're not done even after this loss.
Chemistry, never a problem for Petrogas. Even if MJ Phillips was not there, you can see na they could have won that game. And I'm very confident when I say na they are still finals contender this season. Janelle Che and Aiza Maizo Puntillas, they had limited minutes because of their stint in the AVC.
They just arrived in the morning.
They just arrived, but they were still able to challenge a solid Signal team.
Right.
Yeah.
So Petrogas will surely bounce back the following game.
Great firepower as well. Greta Sotones with 22 points, Jonas Abete with 21. So really a lot to look forward to for the Petrogas fans. Now, the last game was Creamline against Cherry Tigo. Tots Carlos exploding. It feels like it's
Parang
inevitable.
Kulang yung word na exploding.
I don't know how to describe
yeah.
it anymore. But then you take a look at those two teams. What stuck out the most for you?
Tots Carlos being Tots Carlos. Nauubusan na nga kami ni Boom na words to describe her game yesterday. Eliza Valdez was also back, but I feel like the mental state of Eliza is still not 100%. The movement was there, but iba pa rin na
Good point.
7 months ka nawala.
Yeah.
Then we go to the Cherry Tigo crossovers. New possessions right there. Pauline Gaston as a middle. Ea Laure had a quiet 14 points. She was
Can't
the target.
believe we're saying that,
Yeah, diba? It was a quiet 14 points. I felt that she struggled a bit, especially on the service reception part.
Right.
But
Siya talaga tinarget,
siya talaga yung
no, Neil?
tinatarget. The Laure sisters was the target of
Right.
Creamline. So that's one aspect of her game that has to change now in the pros.
Right. But positives, I know I asked you about that last night, but for those who didn't see that coverage and are watching tonight, what are the positives to take from the Cherry Tigo moving forward?
Movement-wise, Joy Mecagande set the tone for offense. Maganda yung distribution niya sa wings. She could have gone more to the middles. But again, it was very difficult for her to do that because of the botched passes. But I would say it was a good game.
Right.
A debut game for Joy Mecagande. You can see the best setter in her there.
Right.
Yeah.
Creamline ka agad eh.
Yeah.
Medyo, it's hard to tell when you're that. But maybe 2 to 3 games we'll see what Cherry Tigo is all
Yeah,
about.
baptism through fire, and again, it feels like a new team because of all the new pieces anyway. So let's see how far they can go. Now, previewing some of the games happening tomorrow, lots of keys to winning, expected debuts here for Choco Mucho and Photon. You take a look at all the matchups. To start off first with Creamline and Jerflor. What do you have to say about that?
Grabe yung Jerflor. Sila rin, ano?
Jerflor is a
Creamline
new
din.
team, so they can expect
Yeah.
a very warm welcome from Dos Carlos. Sure yan, heavy serving pa rin ang gagamitin ng Creamline to just pick apart yung defense ng opponent nila. But for Jerflor, they're a collection of players that have been with different teams. Shannon Palak is there, Ivy Perez is there, ang daming
Justin
mga veterans,
Dorog.
Justin Dorek, Eliza Bertolano will
Correct.
also be seeing action
Yes.
as a rookie here in the PVL. So they're also a mix of veterans and the young ones, but as we always say, you have to temper your expectations
Yeah.
when you watch a new team.
How about the expectations for CC Rondina tomorrow and Choco Mucho as they go up against Farm Fresh, who's going to try to bounce back from a loss yesterday?
Parang never siya nawala sa indoor. I mean, there were a lot of videos circulating on social media. I saw her play live in one of their trainings. She's still as explosive as ever. Pareho lang yung backline and frontline niya. So that's something to watch out for.
Exciting.
It's really exciting. Farm Fresh, they have to try to bounce back. Dahil alam natin, veterans din itong Choco Mucho. So they want to finally end up in the podium.
Tough start then for Farm Fresh. After F2, now facing Choco Mucho is always going to be an interesting test for that group. Ito naman, Petrogas versus Photon. Wrapping that all up, you take a look at what Petrogas is trying to do as well as Photon. We're not quite sure what Photon is yet. We haven't seen them in action, but what can we expect from them?
For Petrogas, you can expect ng Aiza Maizo Pontiles and Janelle Cheng to be in the first 6.
Play more,
For
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
that's going to be the major adjustment. Again, single round robin, you can't afford
Yeah, that's
2 or
true.
3 losses in the pool phase. As for Photon, they will be led by Jasmine Nabor and Shaya Adorador. And yung shift ni Shaya from Cherry Tigo to Photon, I wasn't super happy with it because I was really hoping that she got that second outside hitter position sa Cherry Tigo.
Cherry.
Perfect siya dun eh.
Yeah.
But now, she can finally step up and make a name for herself as the leader and the captain of this new team.
All right, so we'll see all of that tomorrow. Another triple header to greet the PVL fans. Neil, as always, thank you very much, and we'll see you this week.
Thank you.
In the meantime, the PVL Invitational Conference continues tomorrow for another exciting triple header, as I said. And you can experience a new way to feel the heart of volleyball. Watch every set, spike, dig, and block on any device, anytime, anywhere, via Pilipinas Live. Download the app now and subscribe for only 99 pesos per month. And after the break, We'll check in with the Philippine National Badminton Team as they look ahead to another amazing year of competitions. Stay tuned, you're watching The Game. Welcome back. You're still watching The Game. The Philippine National Badminton Team had a spectacular year everywhere they went. The question is, what's next for the national program? And joining us tonight to answer that and other questions are members Sir Alvin Private Alvin Morada and Sir Hans Bernardo. Niloloko namin sila off the air.
Yes.
Joined by head coach Hafiz Yusuf and team manager Randolph Balatbat. Welcome to The Game. Thank you very much for being here. Pinapatawa lang namin kayo para mag-relax kayo ng konti. I have to start with the rankings. Yung kwento ng rankings, for those who don't know, from 400 to 50 in such a short time, how did that happen? Not that we're questioning it, pero para ma-explain natin sa mga manonood, paano nangyari yun at gaano kabilis at anong ginawa nyo para makuha yung ranking na ngayon at 50, tama ba? Okay, go ahead.
Simula po nung last year, sumali po kami sa tournament sa Africa. Una po kasi hindi po kami nagka-qualified sa mga tournament kasi mas madami pong mas mataas na ranking sa amin. Tapos sumali po kami ng Africa. Tapos yun po, nag-champion po kami doon ng 2 beses po. Tapos since po noon, sunod-sunod na po yung tournament namin dito sa Vietnam. Tapos sa Iran, nag-champion na po kami. So, mas pataas na po ng pataas yung ranking namin. So, kahit saan pong tournament ngayon, nakakasali po kami ngayon.
Well, Hans, can you tell us a bit about yung journey na yun? Kasi, again, 400 to 50 in less than a year. At nagugulat ka ba sa pace in terms of yung improvement ninyo in the ranking and of course, improvement as athletes and as a partnership?
Actually po, hindi po namin in-expect na aabot po kami ngayon sa rank 50 po. Sinasabi lang po sa amin ng coaches namin na step by step, kailangan galingan lang sa tournament, ganyan. Mag-perform lang kung ano yung ginagawa sa training, dapat magawa sa tournament. So, yun, nakakapag-perform naman po kami ng maayos. Then, yun nga po, nananalo sa ibang tournaments po.
Napaka-humble. Maayos. Maayos.
Ito number 15 in the world
number
right
15
now.
in the
Oo,
world.
yeah.
Coach Hafiz,
Yes.
I hope I'm saying your name correctly.
Okay.
You joined us just recently,
Yes.
the Philippine team, to coach the Philippine team.
Yes.
Why did you join the Philippines, and how are you doing so far with the Philippine team?
Okay, I'm very excited here because I look before. Actually, Philippines have a lot of potential player because also when we talk about life skill, like perform, not a lot different when we compare with badminton country like Indonesia. I look all the technique also not a lot different. So that's why we will try to make also to the player have a result of ranking in the world make higher and higher. The important is we want to show to the world a Philippines will have a good player also in the world. Thank you.
Well, Coach, that's really exciting to hear.
It
and
is,
of course,
isn't it?
It is, absolutely. And I want to go to the Honorable Sir Randolph Balatban. Sir Randolph, you take a look at the difference it was before the pandemic and right now. Kasi if I'm not mistaken, last year, 4 lang na tournaments ang sinalihan nyo because of the pandemic. But then all of a sudden, you've ramped up your preparations, the training is better, the exposure is better. What was the biggest factor that made it different to allow these guys to go from 400 to 50?
So, naging challenge talaga. It was a big challenge for us. During the pandemic time, nag-focus muna kami ng trainings, and right after that, nag-try kami ng tournament. Then, with that 4th tournament, hindi naman tayo nabigo. We won the title during Cameroon. Then, yeah, I'm really happy na nandito na sila ngayon sa level na to kasi my players and our coaches are doing really great right now. They are all amazing, and one step at a time. We know it's a long way to go, but one step at a time, we will get there.
Well, sorry, Honorable. See, Coach Hafiz right now, it feels like when he arrived here, he helped change the program, helped change in training. And I'm saying this in English so he can understand it as well. But then when you take a look at the impact that he's had, as well as the other coaches that you brought in terms of the tutelage, the mentorship that you're giving the athletes as a team, just how much big of an impact was that in terms of the direction of the program?
Yeah, Coach Hafiz is really good when it comes to mental training. So we focus on mental training because we can use that as a player. You really need that to para mas mabigay mo yung game na gusto mo eh. Kasi it's not really easy to compete outside the country. Iba yung level ng competition sa local compared sa international. Kasi lahat dito masusubukan kung gaano kakatibay, how tough you are.
Yeah.
Sergeant Alvin, anong kaibahan? Ngayon, nalaman na natin yung sinasabi nila, yung difference from their standpoint. What about from you, from the players? Ano yung naramdaman yung pagkakaiba now sa training nyo with Coach Hafiz?
Siguro po yun nga, kasi ngayon si Coach, more on mental training nga siya eh. Tsaka, yung training sa Indonesia, yung mga program nila, nadala niya dito sa Philippines. So, medyo advanced po yung mga natututunan po namin sa kanya ngayon. So, para sa amin po, hindi lang sa amin ni Hans, sa iba pong teammates pa namin na mas okay po, mas mag-i-improve po kami.
Hans, you're all getting ready for yung World Championships happening in August, and I think this is the first time na nag-qualify ang Pilipinas in terms of doubles at least sa tournament na to. Pressure? How are you preparing for that in particular? And of course, how excited are you na makakasama ka doon?
Siyempre po, pressure po kasi yung mga kalaban namin is top player po talaga. Ginagawa lang po namin yung mga training programs po na binibigay ni Coach Hafiz po na para makatulong sa amin manalo 1 by 1 po sa World Championship nga po.
Coach, every coach has a master plan, a timetable.
Yes.
In terms of
Okay.
the big goal.
Okay.
The World Championships, eventually,
Okay.
the Olympics and all of these.
Yeah.
What is your timetable? What are you looking at when it comes to not only them but the others, the national team in general?
Okay. Actually, we always make all the program in the training, also in the tournament. Also, we have some target. For example, for this year, about Han and Alfred now and ranking 49. We have target this year will be have 30 and the BBF. So this way, all the program we will continue. Program not just in the training, also in the tournament, also must have some good result. So this way, we will make faster all the player, the result, the player, how to hire in the ranking in the world.
So
champion.
20 ang
Yes.
target natin na
Yes.
susunod. Uy,
Yes.
okay, yan.
Okay,
Okay.
I like that. And of course, so Randolph, right now before we go, a lot of people are going to be wondering, grabbing improvement natin in a very short amount of time. How long do you feel, at least realistic goals in terms of, can we see a Filipino badminton player in the Olympics? Can we see a Filipino badminton player consistently in the world? Do you have any timetable or do you have any goals with regards to that in a big picture outlook?
Yeah, providing high caliber athletes, it's not a short process. It's a long-term process. It will take you at least 8 years. So, but right now, since we're doing amazing job now, so nakikita natin maybe not this year, not this coming 2024 Olympics, but on the next Olympics, at least we can qualify.
Right.
So that's our goal.
Right.
Okay. So that's why we keep on sending them tournaments to gain exposures for every tournament that they're participating.
And of course, may mga ranking points
Yeah,
din
yeah,
yan.
that's right, that's
I
right.
know, diba? There's great momentum. SEA
Yeah,
Games,
to
there was,
gain
there
great
was a
momentum.
medal, and then of course, I know Kazakhstan. I know it was
Yeah.
successful this month.
We won that also.
Diba? Sila, si Padis,
Padis and
right?
Salomon.
Correct. So it's great momentum. We're so happy to hear about that. I know you're also getting a lot of private sector support, which is big time for the program. Congratulations. We hope you come back to the show to talk about more of the success for the Philippine National Badminton.
Wearing medals, hopefully.
Yes.
Wearing medals
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
Ben, maraming salamat. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In the meantime,
Well, we've got more sports stories with your favorite athletes after the break. Keep it here. You're watching The Game.
Welcome back. The FIBA Basketball World Cup is coming here to Manila. And here's how you can catch the games live and in person to be part of basketball history.
Nothing beats watching the FIBA World Cup live and in person. Buy your single-day pass and get access to 2 live games of the FIBA Basketball World Cup for as low as 999 pesos. Enjoy this world-class game viewing experience for the entire family and witness the greatest basketball athletes in the world compete for as low as 999 pesos for 2 games. Head to philippines.worldcup.basketball for more information, ticket types, seat information, and other special offers. Be a part of Philippine basketball history and buy your tickets today.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Paulo De Rosario. This has been The Game.